guys, it's Lily here, and I'm back again with another setup video. This time I wanted to show you my Filofax A5 Domino in turquoise, which I'm using as a meal planner, or as we like to call it, the Foodofax. So let's have a look at the Foodofax. So first of all, James got this sticker from a vegan shop in London called Vegan Cross, and it just says, "I love vegan junk food." So we thought that that was appropriate, even though actually the stuff in here is not junk food, but never mind. So if we take off the elastic, first of all, I've put a charm in. This comes from the British Museum, and it's a sort of copy of the Rosetta Stone, which doesn't really go with the theme of food, but I liked it, and it fit. I tied a piece of ribbon on here so that it would be long enough to like kind of stick out the bottom of the planner. And it seemed like a good charm to have for the Foodofax because this lives in the kitchen and we're trying to keep it clean, but you know, being a sort of like meal planning sort of planner, it's possible that it might kind of get wet or sticky. So having a metal charm seemed like a good thing, as opposed to, you know, something that like could get damaged. Anyway, so there's nothing on the inside pocket. I am decorating this, but there wasn't like kind of really anything that seemed like it would fit in here, and yeah, so that's blank at least for now. And then I've kept the fly leaf and also this like kind of dashboard, this piece of paper that said Filofax on it. I like the color, so I've just covered this with a sort of food theme. So these all came from a set of My Little Pony stickers, and you can see some of the ponies here. So there's Rainbow Dash and Twilight and Spike the Dragon, who really likes to eat gemstones. So that doesn't exactly fit with this, but it's close enough. So there's just lots of different kinds of food on here. So yeah, I kind of wanted to somehow modify this, so instead of Filofax it says Foodofax, but I haven't worked out a way to do it that would look cool, so I've left it as it is for now. And then I've just put some rainbow washi tape around the side. This is MT washi tape, which I love, and they just have this like kind of rainbow stripe theme, which is really awesome. So you'll see some more of it later on. Then on the inside of this dashboard, I've just put, see if I can bring it a bit closer so you can see it. So I've written Foodofax and then little table of contents. So we've got approved recipes, and then shopping lists, new recipes to try, and a calendar. So it's quite basic, but it's got everything that we need. We've been using it for a few weeks now, and it's working really well. So yeah, the first divider is approved recipes, and I've put this postcard here with an illuminated, this is a letter from an illuminated manuscript, and it's an R for recipes. So these are recipes like that we've already tried out and we know we like, so they go into our regular rotation. And the idea here is that, first of all, we've got the ingredients so that like when we do the weekly shopping, well, it's always me that does the weekly shopping. I just go through the list. I'll plan out, I'll show you later in the calendar section, like or we both like kind of decide what we want to have like for dinner over the next 2 weeks. And then when I do the sort of like main weekly shopping, which is like online, I just go through everything that we've picked out for that week, and like order all of the ingredients on the list so that we can make sure that we've got them. And thus the idea is that we'll have everything that we need and also avoid having to like throw a lot of stuff in the bin, because what would happen before is that like I would just kind of order random stuff that I thought that we might want. So I'd be like, it would be good to have some aubergines and some tomatoes and some courgettes, and then we'd end up not using half of them and like having to chuck them away. So I'm kind of trying to avoid that, and it seems to be working better, although things don't always go according to plan. So like I've, you know, kind of planned out what we'd have every night, and then like if you know, like if I get home late or something, or you know, just sort of things get out of hand one way or another with timekeeping during the day, then we often end up like, you know, like just like having salad and fruit for dinner and kind of bumping back the schedule a day, and so we do end up throwing things away still, but I think it's helping. Anyway, so I've just written down the ingredients for things that are like in one of the recipe books that we have. So the idea was that if we made them a few times, we wouldn't need to check the recipe book anymore, and we could just look at the ingredient list and make them. but I've also written down the page number that it's on, if it's something that we haven't made a lot that we're like sort of still not very confident with, so that we can check the recipe book, because I didn't want to like kind of write down the whole recipe because that would have taken quite a while, you know, with all the instructions, and I also didn't want to scan them. So what I've done here is, like, you can see an example here. So this is alphabet soup, which is from this book that I love. This book, it's called Isa Does It, and it's this fantastic vegan cookbook. Um, so it's from page 28, and this is just a list of the ingredients. So if we need to go to the book to check how to do it, which we don't really anymore, but then we could, because I've got the page number. And I've just put some washi, silver washi, empty washi, which I also love, on the top and the bottom, and a little sticker of a lion that comes from a Paper Chase sticker book. So my original idea with this section was that I was going to try to color code with the paper, and I was going to like kind of make all of the soup on, like put every soup recipe on blue paper, and every kind of like sort of like curry, you know, like sort of rice based type thing on like pink paper, and like pasta on orange paper, and etc. But it didn't work out, and it was getting too difficult, and I made some mistakes. And also, it's like if you don't have an even number of everything, then you end up using up all of one color paper and then like having lots left over of another color. So in the end, I just ended up making it random, but I put the recipes in alphabetical order, and I thought that that would like probably work better anyway, because if we look them up from the calendar, like we'll be looking, you know, I'll write them down by name, so it will be easy to find them like that. So we've got alphabet soup, and then we have something else from the same cookbook called ancho bean tacos. And so again, just got the list of ingredients. Sorry, that was one of my dogs in the background. They seem to have like some kind of late springtime allergy that makes them sneeze occasionally. Then I've just put some blue pattern washi tape on the top and the bottom, and then another little, this is a hippo, I think. Then we've got a very exciting new recipe. This is Cappuccino Cheesecake. So this is a vegan cheesecake recipe that we made for the holiday of Shavuot Jewish festival, which just happened last week. And that was the first time we made it, but it was a big success, and it was really easy, so yay. And this has just got some gold washi tape. This is another one. This is from Isa's book as well. This is a like kind of potato carrot curry. And then we've just got some other recipes. So I've just put a different color of washi tape at the top and bottom, and one of these like stickers. So we have vegan lasagna, potato soup, potato curry, puttanesca pomodoro. So these are all of the recipes like kind of that we've tried and tested at least once, and that we know that we like, and that we want to go into the sort of regular rotation. So there's like kind of a lot of room for this to expand. So the idea is that we'll like kind of build up a nice repertoire once we've tested some new recipes. Then the next section is shopping lists. And here I've put a picture. I went to Paper Chase and like bought a whole bunch of food themed postcards to put on the dividers of the Foodofax. So this one is some happy dinosaurs that are eating vegan pizza. And this is quite basic. I haven't decorated this at all because this is just shopping list. So I put like the very plainest paper, just the white ruled Filofax paper in here, because like, you know, obviously I don't really care what the shopping list look like. So I just write down here things that we know that we need, and then when I do the sort of like weekly online shop, I just go here and check them. Because like I've got a favorite list on the you know, like sort of online shopping account, so I can like just go through that and see things that we normally need. But if I know like particularly that we've run out of something, I'll put it on here. And then in addition to going through these lists, that's just kind of like an extra place to go. So I haven't been writing down the stuff that's on these recipes in here because it seemed like that would be redundant, so just extra things that I know we need. And there's tons of paper in here, so I think I've got enough for shopping lists for a very long time, because I've been using this for maybe 3 weeks or something, and I haven't used that much of it. So I think the Foodofax is quite well set up with, well stocked with paper. Then the next section is new recipes to try, and so this is another like cool card that came from Paper Chase. It's a bunny who is cooking a carrot. And I put the rest of the colored paper that originally I had in the recipe section in here, and I'm writing down recipes, like again, just in sort of random, no color coding in terms of the paper. New recipes that you want to try. So a couple of these are from the same cookbooks, like the all-time favorite Isa cookbook. Things that we just haven't made yet, but that we've sort of picked up because we thought they looked good. And so we have to try them, and if we try them and they get the seal of approval, then they'll move into the other section. And this is vegan broccoli and cheese bake that we got off of a vegan YouTube channel. So in this case, I just wrote down the whole recipe, because if it's from a cookbook that we have, then like I don't bother writing down the instructions because we can check the book. But if it's something I've got off the internet or somewhere random that I'm not going to be able to check again easily, then I've just written down the whole recipe, not just the ingredients. And then these are a couple that I cut out of a magazine that we have a subscription to, a vegan magazine called Vegan Life, and so they have a lot of recipes, and so this is for lime and turmeric tofu, and I just cut this out and stuck it on with washi tape. And then this is another one for grilled aubergine or eggplant. So we have to try these, and then if we like them, then we'll put them in the other section. And there's quite a bit more paper in here for extra recipes. So I haven't decorated this or put washi tape on. I put, well, obviously that has washi tape, but just for practical purpose, I just put this sticker on just kind of like randomly, and then I thought, actually, I'm not going to decorate these anymore, because if it turns out that we don't like these and we don't want to make them again, then like, sort of it would be a waste. But hopefully we will like them. They go into the permanent rotation. And then we've got the last section, which is a meal planning diary, and this is just the turtle. There was originally a piece of cake, well, it's like a sticker of a piece of cake. The My Little Pony stickers are not very good in terms of sticking, and it fell off, so I have to replace his cake. Because at the moment it doesn't really make sense being in a meal planner, but he's supposed to have a piece of cake, so that will come back. And when I was in Paper Chase, I found these really cool sets of washi tape that like have food, so they're all different kinds of like fruit and vegetables, and I was like, that would be perfect for the Foodofax. But actually, the Paper Chase washi tape, at least the stuff that I've bought, is not a very good quality. It's like sort of really like plastic feeling, and it doesn't stick very well, so I don't like it. So I think that, like, I'll use this up, but then from then on I'm going to stick to MT, because I really love MT washi tape. It seems to work well, and they have all kinds of cool designs. So here I'm just using the Filofax inserts here because they came with the planner, and I don't need anything elaborate for this. I mean, it's really actually sort of too much having these, because these are the A5 inserts that you get are the vertical weekly, so they have like the appointment times, which is not necessary for this, because like all I'm doing is writing one thing a day. So I'm just writing dinner, because like I sort of don't bother planning like breakfast and lunch, because that's kind of easy. So we usually have like fruit for breakfast, or like porridge, oatmeal, and then like potatoes and salad for lunch or something. So it's not like a big thing. And if I'm out, then I like buy food, because I've just accepted the fact that I'm never going to be the sort of person who can pack their own lunch and bring it with me. I just can't do it. So yeah, so really I only need to write one thing a day here. So this is when I started. This was like kind of a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, so I had like Peruvian potato soup, ancho bean tacos. Those are some of the ones that were in the rotation. And then sometimes I've like written something down and then it got bumped, and so like sort of we went on to the next day, and you can see like on here how the meal planning does not always go well. So this was like, I put down 2 possibilities, and then I think ended up doing neither of them, and then it got bumped to the next day, and then that got bumped, and the whole week sort of got out of sync. But it doesn't really matter that much. It's not like I'm trying to win some kind of like dinner planning prize or anything, which is good because I would lose. But it's just trying to like kind of prevent the like panic when you realize that it's kind of like 7. You're like, oh, I have no idea what we're going to make for dinner and we have no ingredients. So I think that it is helping, even if it's not perfect yet. And hopefully, the more we use it, the sort of better we'll get into a routine. But it's definitely like helping keep the chaos at bay. Um, and on Friday night, which is like kind of a sort of special, it's Erev Shabbos. It's like kind of the beginning of the Jewish Sabbath. So we always get Chinese food from a Chinese restaurant downstairs, and so that's kind of like special because sort of that's the only time we get like food from a restaurant during the week. So it's like yay, we don't have to cook. And so here, this was last weekend, which I mentioned it was the festival Shavuot. So I like put down that we were going to make cheesecake, which we did, and vegan lasagna the next day, and then it kind of went back to normal, and so I've sort of had everything planned out for this week, which again didn't always go according to plan, and I've sort of planned out everything until Sunday, so I'm going to have to sort of like make a new list, but I think we've got enough things in the rotation that I'll just sort of go back over the same rotation again, especially since we didn't end up making a lot of these things due to the aforementioned sort of derailing of the schedule. So you can see this is the Paper Chase food washi tape. So this one is, I think it's tomatoes, and this one is carrots, and this one is, I think it's a salad, either that or a beetroot, or mushrooms. I think they're mushrooms. It's easier to tell when it's on the roll. I recognize all of these things when they're on the roll, but when I put them on, it kind of got harder to tell. So I've done that for a few weeks, and then I sort of wanted to branch out. So I went over to the MT washi tape. So I've got like flowers and then just some nice patterns here. And this is some of the same washi tape that I was using for the recipes, like gold, silver. Oh, okay. So this is the other thing I wanted to show you, which is I have a Paper Chase planner, which I did a sort of initial like first impressions video of a few weeks ago, and soon I'm going to show you the setup of that because we're using that for something else. And after I cut up my Hobonichi and put it in a Filofax, I sort of rearranged some of the inserts from the various planners and put the daily Hobonichi inserts into the Paper Chase planner, and then took the Paper Chase inserts and put them in here, because I thought, really, like I was saying, I don't need like all of these inserts with the times because I'm only putting one thing per day on it, so it just seemed kind of like a waste. And I quite like the Paper Chase inserts. So when they start at the beginning of June, sorry, at the end of June, then I switch over to the Paper Chase inserts, and these are undated, and they've just got like a few lines per day. It's also a week on 2 pages, but it's a horizontal layout, which I usually don't like. But for this sort of thing, it's perfect because all I need is to write like 1 or possibly 2 things. And the Paper Chase inserts, just you can have a look at them. This is like a sort of typical week. So you've got Monday here, and then Saturday and Sunday are smaller. So these go all the way until the beginning of January 2017, which is awesome because that means that like this is sorted for ages. So we've got like tons and tons of meal planner diary inserts. And so I think that like that's it. I think that this is a really good setup. I'm happy with it. And I somehow like having like kind of a whole planner that's just dedicated to like food and meal planning, because that means that if it's food related, like I know it goes in here. Before, we were using our A6 Hobonichi, which was the like kind of home planner for not for recipes. We didn't have anything for recipes, but like kind of for writing down ingredients and shopping lists and things that we were going to make that day. And it was just, it kind of felt messy, and I didn't like checking it. And I actually am going to make another video about that because I'm sort of having this crisis with the A6 Hobonichi. So I'll talk about that separately. But just somehow psychologically, I find it like very pleasing just to have like a sort of single topic binder that just does one job. I mean, this developed out of, sort of the need to find uses for all the different planners that I wanted to buy. So it was kind of an excuse. But I think that it works well. Like, I just like knowing, like, the Foodofax has got everything food related. And like I find that really comforting, and I like using it. I think because like I like how it's set up, and I feel like it's pretty and makes me happy to look at it. So that sort of, like, I don't know, takes all the stress out of like kind of meal planning and like food shopping and everything, because there's this like nice planner that's dedicated only to that, and it's like, hello, I'm your friendly helper, and I'm here to, um, accompany you on all of your like food related tasks. So I really like that. So yay, Foodofax. And then in the end, I just got this. Oh, there's another fly leaf here, and then I got this shopping pad from Muji. So it's just like a to-do list, and I'm not really sure whether or not we need this, but I've got it here for the moment. So this says, I just wrote on here, detachable shopping list. So the idea was that if we needed something, like if something fell through the system with, like the list of ingredients and the shopping list for the main weekly shop, and there was something we were like in the middle of the week, like, oh, we really need, I don't know, some chilies or something, and one of us was going to go to the shop, then we could just like tear this out and take the list with us. Alternatively, of course, we could write it down in one of our other planners that we take with us. But if it's just like a small thing and it's a quick trip to the shop, then I thought that's what this would be for. So so far I haven't actually taken it out of here, but you can see we at one point we needed breadcrumbs for some recipe, and then like chili flakes and vegan cheese. So I sort of had them in here for a while, and then we did eventually get all those things. So I got to tick them off. You see the tick boxes, which was very satisfying. But we didn't actually take this out of the planner. So I'm just leaving this here because it doesn't hurt having it there. We might need it, and otherwise this would be empty, which is kind of sad. And then I've got a Muji pen in the pen loop, which is great because these just fit perfectly. And the pen loop, as I've mentioned, even though it's elasticated, it's not like really that expandable, so you couldn't get a friction pen in here. And that's it. That is the Foodofax. So I'm really, really happy with this. I love having this like kind of dedicated as a meal planner and all things food related. And I've got a few other of these like kind of single function planners, which I also really like. So I'll be showing them to you one by one. There's still a few to come. So thank you so much for watching as always, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.